Johnson from Loyalty 360. I am at the 2012 Forrester Customer Intelligence Forum. I'm sitting with Tim Suther from Acxiom. Tim, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Acxiom?
I sure can. Oh, Mark, it's good to see you again. I'm the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer for Acxiom. We serve about 7,000 brands around the world, and we're in the business of helping those brands distill the best possible insight about their customers and then to efficiently reach them wherever they're at. For me personally, I've been in the industry for 15 years, and I have this passion for helping the world's great brands better understand their customers and achieve better results with their marketing dollars.
Great, thank you. What will be the biggest challenge for marketers in the next 3 to 5 years, and also what will be the biggest opportunities for these same marketers in the same time frame?
Well, I think there are two. So the world is different from a marketing point of view. We live in a world where consumers have unlimited choice and unlimited information. We all carry the internet around in our pocket, accessing price, availability, and ratings and reviews. And all that technology provides, great new opportunities to engage. You can get consumers to like us, to follow us, to pin us, to check in, and those are all great opportunities. But on the other hand, all those new opportunities also create situations that I would argue are on balance bad for brands. If you look at, and the data supports it, just 25% of consumers are loyal and 25% experience no loyalty at all. Brand trust is down, brand esteem is down. So on one hand, it's the best of times. You have all these great new opportunities to engage with consumers. On the other hand, it's the most challenging of times. It just seems that there's overwhelming choices and complexity in actually getting to create these enduring emotional bonds with consumers.
Great. In traditional push marketing, we measured effectiveness by response rates and CPMs, and the ability to hit as many eyeballs as possible to increase trial and conversion rates. How is that different today? And how do you affect change with the CMO who may be traditionally push focused?
Well, in a world of unlimited choice, organizations are going to have to think differently about what they solve for. So you described a world where marketers were solving for campaign success, or product success, or success within a channel, or success within a particular media. I think increasingly organizations are going to be measuring success by solving for the customer. And the ultimate measure there is about did I or did I not contribute to the value of those customer relationships. So I think organizations are really going to be thinking about that. So that's what I would add.
Great. Experience drives engagement, and engagement drives loyalty. Yet at every part of the channel, people have to feel engaged. What are the challenges you see with multi-channel communications for today's marketers, and how does products in the market today help affect those changes and create unique opportunities?
I think organizations are going to have to think a little bit differently. It's not just about pushing messages out, it's pulling from triggers. And the triggers typically are going to be based on two things. Either significant events that happen in a consumer's life, marriage, a birth, a move, the traditional things, or triggers that happen in a product life cycle. And the more organizations are in tune with the triggers that cause defection or upsell opportunities, the better performing their marketing is going to be.
Great. At Loyalty 360, we believe in a process of expectation matching, the belief that consumers' expectations change based on their engagement with the brand and the stage of life cycle that consumer may be in. Brands struggle with this dynamic and this idea, yet want to see it put in practice. Any advice for marketers?
Well, strategy comes first. And by the way, Mark, we agree with you. When you have customers at the center of all that you do, it's hard to go wrong. But unfortunately, many organizations, while they say customers come first, strategically, that's not really the way that they make money. So the first thing I would say is be honest with yourself in terms of your strategy. If customers really come first, then measure success that way. It isn't just about performance at a particular product level. It isn't just about performance at a campaign or a channel or a media. Success is going to be measured one customer at a time.
Great. There's 6 qualities that define engagement: value, efficiency, trust, consistency, relevancy, and control. Which term do you think marketers struggle with to implement, and which term do you think marketers have the most ease in implementing?
Wow, that's like saying, gee, Tim, can you pick your favorite child? So when I think about what's really important, I actually come down to value. And all the others, of course, contribute to value. And oftentimes people think about value as something that a brand extracts from a consumer. I actually think the more interesting play is about how can a brand create value for its customers. So to accomplish that, you've got to have trust, you've got to be relevant. So I don't know that one is any less important than the others, but I think they all contribute to value. And organizations should think not just about the value that they create for themselves, but the value that they create for their customers.
And one last bonus question. Why do brands struggle so much in this day and age of listening to their customers? They have so many tools at their disposal that allow them to effectively listen, but so many brands struggle with that. Any advice for CMOs in that arena?
Well, again, I would say it's strategy comes first. So the easiest thing to do, I think, is in fact to listen to customers. There's wonderful technologies in the social world that allow you to listen. I think the more challenging part is actually connecting that to action. And for me, one of the most intriguing things is looking at the interesting signals that happen in the social world. And yes, not only responding to them in the social world, but how do you connect those into the balance of the organization? So if I see something that's really interesting that advantages my brand in comparison to competition, and it happens to be concentrated in Southern California, well, of course, I'd want to alter what I do with my circular, with my local television and local radio. Now, that is harder to do, but that's what progressive brands will increasingly do.
Well, Tim, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
My pleasure.